What's going on, everyone? Real quick, before we break this all down and have this discussion, I just want to say I am not familiar with the Monty show. I don't know how credible it is. I don't know anything about him personally. But yesterday, I did see Lakers Nation kind of reference this, particularly one part that is mentioned in this tweet, as well as I have seen the Jazz Notes use and respond to tweets from him before. So I'm assuming that there's some connection there. But again, me personally, I'm not very familiar, so take the stuff with a grain of salt. But diving into it, NBA sources tell me the Utah Jazz and Lakers have continued to talk about the Russell Westbrook deal. However, LA's inability to find a third team has held up any deal. Danny Ainge has asked for 3 first-round picks to write off Russ's contract. Now, that 3 first-round picks is what the Lakers Nation referenced yesterday in one of their live streams. So that's why I wanted to talk about this and kind of touch on this, because maybe there is some credibility to this. But again, me personally, not sure. He also later added, as we reported 2 weeks ago, the Lakers are focused on Bojan Bogdanovic and Jordan Clarkson and would like to add Malik Beasley, who has drawn significant interest around the league. Beasley does make a lot of sense why teams would want him. Obviously, the Utah Jazz, they want to move off of Bogdanovic, they want to move off of Clarkson, they want to move off of Conley. They don't want to move off of the young guys. So it looks like, based on this, that the Lakers would need to find a third team to get another first, which, again, doesn't make any sense. And per the Jazz Notes, who they have been very spot on a lot of things, that Utah just wants both first. Like, they don't, and they want to keep Vanderbilt. The Lakers want Vanderbilt. Utah wants to keep Vanderbilt and get both first. Now, this is being reported that, that they want 3 first-round picks, which, why would you even have a discussion with the Lakers when the Lakers don't have 3 firsts to give up? So what, they want both firsts and a pick swap? Something isn't adding up to me. Again, all of this stuff, even from the Jazz Notes, even from everything, it's all just speculation. None of these people, I'm sure, really know for a fact, because none of these people are actually in the room while they're having negotiations. It's all just murmurs, hearsay. And a lot of times, teams will relay this information to a source, and then they go run with it because there's some leverage play there. There's something like that. So for Utah's perspective, you throw out, oh, we want 3 firsts, and then, that starts a wildfire, and then the Lakers are like, we don't even have 3 firsts, and it's just to build leverage to get other teams. Maybe the Lakers get desperate, try to get a third team involved, so maybe Utah can get more assets, things like that. But again, if it's going to be a straight up trade, then I don't see how the Lakers don't want to give up 2 firsts. They're not going to give up 2 firsts and a pick swap and a bunch of stuff. Like, it's just not going to happen. This deal makes no sense if you're the Lakers. Even if you were able to get Bogdanovic, Beasley, and Vanderbilt, like, you still can't get the 3rd pick. Like it makes no sense. There's no way that the Lakers could feasibly make this happen. But maybe in a 3-team deal, one of the teams is the Knicks. We know the Knicks want to move off of Cam Reddish. We know that the Lakers want Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish was even traded to the Lakers last season until the Knicks messed it up, got greedy, and wanted another 2nd-round pick and completely botched the trade as the Raptors and Lakers were in the process of filing out the paperwork. So maybe they could work out a 3-team deal. I know a lot of people say, oh, the Knicks aren't going to work with the Jazz because of what happened, this, that, and the other. But this wouldn't be a deal with the Jazz. It'd be a deal with the Lakers to send Cam Reddish to the Lakers. Lakers would send whatever, maybe, Jordan Clarkson or something like that. Maybe the Lakers even take on, an Evan Fournier or something like that. And the Lakers end up working out where you get Bogdanovic, Fournier, and Reddish. Maybe it's something like that in a 3-team deal, and maybe the Knicks would be, because they're moving off of Fournier's contract, they're getting back some pieces. Maybe they would include, a protected, one of the picks in their treasure trove, something like that. Not saying it will happen, not saying it should happen, not saying anything like that. I'm saying, there is a real possibility there, right? The Lakers want Cam Reddish. Knicks have already traded Cam Reddish to the Lakers once. Maybe they can work out a deal there. Utah, the Lakers would just be the gap between the Knicks deal and the Jazz deal. There have even been talks of the Lakers making a deal with the Knicks independently, individually. So maybe if there is a player that the Knicks want that are on the Jazz, maybe they can facilitate a 3-team deal to try to make it work, where the Lakers could end up with Bogdanovic, like I said, Reddish, and maybe a Fournier. I wouldn't be against that at all. You get your 3-and-D shooting guard, you get 2 forwards and Bogdanovich and Reddish. Both guys could also play the 4 because Reddish has, a 7'1" wingspan at 6'8". So, you'd get size, you'd get shooting, you get defense, you get a little bit of everything. So, I wouldn't be completely against that if they were able to work that out. And that might even be better than what the Lakers could get straight up for the Jazz, right? Because you're getting a guy in Fournier, which is basically like the type of player the Lakers keep trying to get, a Buddy Hield, Joe Harris type thing, where you just get that shooting, and then obviously Bogdanovich. Was pretty close to a 50, 40, 90 player last season, put up 18 points, and then Cam Reddish is your young upside player that could be really good with the Lakers. Come in, he could be the real bright spot, and I'm really high on Cam Reddish. And then the Lakers, like I said, they trade Westbrook, they trade, say like a Kendrick Nunn, something like that. Now you're moving off of 2 guards, and you're getting back a shooting guard, and you're getting back. So it'd be much more of a natural fit as well. Because then you could go like Patrick Beverley, Evan Fournier, LeBron, Davis, and then Bryant as your starting 5. Then you'd have like Schroeder, you could have, say, Walker, Bogdanovich, Reddish, and then Damian Jones. And then now you're running 10 deep, and you have a really good 10 deep team. So I wouldn't be against that at all. Not saying it will happen, not saying it could happen, not saying it should happen. It's just an interesting thought based on what this says from the Monty show. Like, if he is correct, then the Lakers got to work out a 3-team deal. The Knicks make the most sense inherently because they want to move off of Cam Reddish. Tibbs absolutely doesn't like, nor does he want to play, nor did he want them to trade for Cam Reddish. That's why the Knicks traded for Cam Reddish and almost immediately tried to send him to the Lakers because they messed up, and they want a first for Cam Reddish. So that's my biggest concern is like you have Utah that wants 3 firsts. You have the Knicks that want a first for Cam Reddish. Although nobody is stepping up to the plate except for the Lakers. Lakers are the only team in the mix on all this stuff. So that's something that is in the Lakers' favor. Because it's like, yeah, I get you want that, but who's here at the table with offers? Like, who else is here trying to negotiate the stuff? And you guys are running out of time here, especially the Jazz. The Knicks, they could go into the season with Cam Reddish. They don't have to trade Cam Reddish. But like the Jazz, they have to unload guys. And you're telling me it's better to just waive 2 guys at the end of your bench than it is to get something, right? And you're messing up your plan, Danny. Like your whole plan was to rebuild and head in a new direction. But if you end up just waiving 2 guys, then you're actually good enough to compete. I mean, you're not a contender or anything like that, but you could sneak your way into the playoffs or a play-in or something like that. And now your draft picks are not what they should have been. Now you have no chance to get Victor. Like, wouldn't you rather have a chance to get a guy that could, be a face of the league in, 5 years? Like, or would you rather have, your route? Like, it's just at some point, somebody's going to have to cave. And that could be the Lakers, too. Whether it's the Lakers, something like that. Now, would you give up both firsts for Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, and, say, a Bogdanovich? Is that something that you would do? Or maybe you could still get Clarkson, especially if you're moving off of Nunn and you're moving off of Westbrook. So then maybe it makes more sense now to take on a Jordan Clarkson. So maybe you get Jordan Clarkson, Bogdanovich, say Reddish, and Fournier, and that's something. Would that be worth the 2 picks? Plus, not just that, Clarkson I think would be a movable asset. I think all those guys would be more movable assets. Even Fournier next season, his contract becomes expiring, so that might be valuable to some people. But you don't have a first, although next season you'd have new firsts open up. You'd also have, pick swap, stuff like that. So maybe you could work it out. But I don't know. I don't think it's a terrible idea. I do think still personally, and look, I'm just some dude on the internet, but I think personally, if a deal gets done, it's just the Lakers and Jazz straight up. And I do think it's likely for these 3 guys. And I think either Lakers cave and give both picks, or the Jazz come off of 1 pick and they want a pick swap and like maybe a second or 2 seconds, something like that. And if you're the Lakers, that would make more sense. Still time, there's still, they neither side really have to rush yet. I know LeBron's training camp is coming up, and as great as that would be to build chemistry and stuff like that, if a deal is on the table, the Lakers are not going to do it. The Lakers aren't going to be like, well, LeBron already started his training camp, so we're not going to make this trade. Like, no, I mean, look, the Lakers are going to do what's best for the team regardless. So, I mean, if Westbrook is in the middle of training camp with LeBron, and that whole thing, and the Jazz say, okay, we'll take a pick swap in a second, and the Lakers go, okay. Like, they're not going to say, oh, no, sorry, like, we're already in this trade. Like, no, they're going to do what they need to upgrade the team and make the team better. So you essentially have until the beginning of the season, because Utah has to, move off of these guys. So, you got the first preseason game October 4th. So I imagine, again, like sometime this week, if we don't get a trade done this week, I don't know if we get one. I don't think it happens. And it's very likely that this could be the team that we got. I mean, the Lakers seem to be operating as such. The Lakers seem to be operating as if this is the team that we got for now in the foreseeable future, until next season when all the cap is free, and then they can kind of retool and try to figure out what they want to do in that route, whether they get multiple guys, Kyrie wants to come, somebody else wants to come, whatever, which I don't think is the worst thing in the world. Really don't think this team currently constructed is as bad as people think. I think that, I'm not saying that they're a contender, but you get a healthy LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and if Russell Westbrook can figure it out and you get that team into the playoffs, I'll take my chances, and then as far as like next season, like you have guys that you can scout, maybe you can make something done. You have your picks and stuff, so maybe something comes up at the trade deadline, maybe something comes up, this off season, maybe you can work out a sign and trade. There's opportunity, there's possibilities there. It just depends on, what is out there, what develops, and what the Lakers are able to get on. The last thing we want to do is see the Lakers make a deal that doesn't really make us better, and then come the trade deadline, I'm just using this as an example, but say Bradley Beal wants out and he wants to go to the Lakers, and now the Lakers have no way of trading for Bradley Beal because they have no more picks, they have nothing, and it's like now Bradley Beal goes elsewhere. It's like we could have went and got Bradley Beal for the same price we paid for these three guys on screen. Like, I'm not saying that would happen. I'm not saying that anything will come up. You never know. But every 4 months, it seems like some star wants out. Somebody wants to go somewhere else. Somebody else is unhappy. And it might not even be a star. It could just be a better mid-tier guy. Somebody that makes more of an impact than these three. And then the Lakers are like, hey, we'll take that guy. Something like that. Like, what if Gary Trent, is like, look, I'm going to leave you this offseason. I'm going to opt out. I'm going to go elsewhere. I'm going to find greener pastures. And Toronto's like, okay, well, then we'll just trade you. And then Lakers are like, oh, Gary Trent could make more of an impact than these three guys. And he's young enough to where he is in the future plans. Something like that. So I don't know. It's just a thought. It's just an opinion. But as always, pass the question on you. Love to hear yours down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you like to see a 3-team deal with the Knicks? How would you like to see this worked out? However you feel, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.